Welcome back to It's in the Details. Please do remember to share, like, subscribe, rate, review, comment wherever you get the show. It is appreciated. Regular listeners to this show will know by now that I love a competition reality show. I don't love all of them, but I like a lot of them. You got your Big Brothers, you got your Survivors, you've got The Challenge, you've even got, The Bachelor and Bachelorette have to be considered a competition reality show. You got either 20 or 30 women or men competing for one person of the opposite sex. Have they done a gay or lesbian bachelor yet? Bachelorette? They should have by now. If not, you better do one preemptively because the people will come for you. So, if you haven't already done it, do it. Listen, you want to get someone like me who has not watched The Bachelor in 30 years or however the hell long it's been on. You put together a gay or lesbian bachelor or bachelorette, I'm watching that. I'm watching it. It's going to be good. I know it's going to be good. I'm not even sure why, but I know it. I can feel it in my heart. It will be good. Keep your grubby paws off of it. Let it just reveal itself organically. Don't muck it up too much with production. Just let the people fight for the love. But if a gay or lesbian bachelor, bachelorette situation happens, I am in. Must see TV. I digress. What I want to talk to you about is some of the cooking competition shows. Now, given that we've all been basically sequestered to our houses for going on 2 years now, and I know a lot of you have been messing with all sorts of recipes. People have been talking about their sourdough bread recipes and all sorts of things. I would expect that some of you would have turned to get some inspiration from some of these cooking competition shows. The thing that bothers me about these cooking competition shows are these time constraints they put on these folks. I'm led to believe you're doing this for the drama, right? You're doing the whole thing for the drama. I get it. You also want this food to taste good, right? Like you want these people to succeed to a certain degree. You want most of them to succeed. You definitely want a few of them to crash and burn. I mean, being production, not at home. I think at home, we all want all of them to succeed. Unless someone's rude. The rude person, you hope they burn their chicken. Or their souffle collapses. But everybody else, you want them to do really well. Right? And you would imagine these judges would also want these people to do really well. So what's with these crazy time constraints? Okay, so there are a few shows I'm going to focus on. One, you've got Final Table on Netflix. I'm not going to dig too deep into that. I've read a lot of mixed reviews about that show. Final Table, essentially, they brought in 20 teams of two. Of the best chefs you could find that weren't already enormous celebrity chefs. Because the celebrity chefs are the judges. I read somewhere the budget for production on this show was $22 million. And you know what else? I couldn't find out a prize amount for anybody that was on that show. So either these people got a salary to go on the show, or they got acclaim. If you watch the show and see how hard these people were working to cook for these folks, acclaim is not enough money. Especially when the ratings on the show come out terrible. Okay? But the time constraints. So Final Table, you've got some of the best chefs walking the earth right now that went to go compete on this show. And you've got them working in pairs with people they know and like to work with. And they're giving them the first episode, the first dish they have to cook is tacos. And they gave them an hour. An hour, 2 primetime chefs to make tacos. Okay? Remember that. Now you move to Top Chef. Top Chef, very, very, very solid chefs as well. They haven't necessarily cracked through in that way, but they're very strong chefs. You've also got amazing judges. You've got guest judges that are phenomenal as well. And these Top Chef people, they get pushed hard too. But one thing that they always do on Top Chef is they have them do a challenge called Restaurant Wars. They let everybody cook up a little sample of what they think their restaurant would be. They have to come up with a name and a theme for a restaurant that they're going to build. They build a restaurant on this show. And they go, hey, so we want a taste of what the menu's going to be. And we want a name. We want the theme. We want to know why you did it. You got 32 minutes. 32 minutes. When I made breakfast this morning, I made some eggs, I made some bacon, a waffle, an hour and a half. 90 minutes. Now, admittedly, some of you are giggling right now. You know I don't cook that quickly. That's fair. I'm not necessarily judging myself compared to these people. Those are seasoned professionals. But 35 minutes for a whole restaurant scheme is ludicrous. I mean, Final Table gave those two people an hour to make some tacos. Another thing I love about Top Chef is they say, we're going to give you 90 minutes to cook a dish this time. You pick any ingredient you like. The theme is Mediterranean. And we're going to go down to the beach. We set up some grills and fires out on the sand. You're gonna cook this food outside. You're gonna cook this food outside on a barbecue? No. We put together some hot metal and fire and stuff, and you're gonna cook out there on the sand. I checked the weather app today. They said it's gonna be really windy. Yep. It's gonna be really windy. You guys should figure out how to keep your fire on. We lit it before we came back to the studio, so hopefully it's still lit. If you get out there and it's blown out, here's 3 matches. I misplaced my matches and my fire went out. Oh, well, just lift up those rocks behind your jacket. We put some twigs down and a magnifying glass. Go ahead and get that fire started. You got 88 minutes left. Why? Like, they do it. They get it done all the time. But how good would the food be if you just gave them what they needed? You know? Just, why not focus on the excellence? There's enough pressure. You got chefs on these shows with multiple restaurants. And they're here to make a name. They need that prize money really bad. And you're like, hey, we got some hot stones for you to cook some filet mignon on the beach. It doesn't make any sense to me. But I watch them. Whatever you guys are doing, apparently it works. Because I'm here complaining about it. Guess what? Top Chef Canada on right now. PVR collecting episodes. Okay? Then you've got Master Chef. Home cooks. That could be me. Okay? That could be me. I could lose my mind one day and go, you know what? You tried that podcast thing. Why don't you shoot up over to Master Chef and do an audition? Well, you know who's not going to do that? Me. Because I know better. Master Chef's time issues really are so plentiful. You've got home cooks, just regular people that like cooking for their families and like, I think I can make this a profession. I think I want to do this. And what you guys do is you run these people into the ground. Run them into the ground. You've got almost never enough time to do what they want to do. Almost never. Okay? These people are running back and forth, fridge, kitchen, pantry, kitchen. People are bumping into folks, falling down, slicing off fingers. I know you got medics on site, but the last thing I want to think about when I'm eating some food is how many fingers did the chef lose in my minestrone. I've been watching MasterChef probably every season, both of them, America and Canada. I probably watched every season. I've seen at least 5 people pass out. At least. Did someone hit them over the head? No. Stress. They knock these people out with stress from cooking on a game show. Gordon Ramsay, you should go to jail for that. They should all go to jail for that. That's ridiculous. Unnecessary. You know what MasterChef likes to do? MasterChef likes to get down to about 5 or 6 people left on the show when they got the real good ones, right? They weeded out all the other people by giving them 13 minutes to make a chicken. So by about 5 or 6 people left, MasterChef likes to say, we need 2 dishes from you. These dishes are very important. They're going to give us the final 5 or final 4. We need 2 dishes. One inspired by your friends and family, and one inspired by what got you into cooking. You got an hour. The one home cook has an hour to make 2 of the most inspiring dishes they've ever made in their whole life. These poor MasterChef people. You tell them they got to do these 2 dishes. You give them an hour. And after they plotted out all their time, they're like, I don't know if I can finish these 2 dishes in an hour, but I've come up with the schedule. I think I can put this here. I think I need to turn this on then, and then I'll debone that thing, and then I'll chop and chop over there. I think I got the time down. Then boom, surprises. At about the 20-minute mark left, you're going to hear the judges yell, stop cooking. Stop it, stop cooking. And everybody looks up bewildered like they didn't know what was going to happen. And they say, we now need you to incorporate a dragon fruit into whatever the hell it is that you were cooking, one of the dishes, and we need a dessert. Do we get more time? No. You get the 20 minutes that's left. Cook. That's crazy. That's crazy. Why? They're cooking 2 dishes. You know you want a dessert. You know you want a crazy fruit that doesn't belong in any of their dishes. Give them 2 hours. Listen, the judges are important people. I know you can't keep them there all day. But the judges definitely have an office there where they're conducting business. They don't have to watch these people cook the whole time. Give them 2 hours. Let them go in the back. If these people aren't that good anyway, they're not going to be so amazing that you're not going to be able to discern who's better. And if you can't discern who's better, you probably shouldn't be a judge. Am I losing my mind? Then you got a show like Nailed It. I know. Don't shake your head at me. I know Nailed It is not the same as these other shows. I get it. But Nailed It is so ridiculous because you could give these people 5 hours and they wouldn't be able to recreate anything you're having them recreate. Right? But you could give them half the time. Like, you're going to give this person a half an hour to make a cupcake and a cocktail. And the cupcake is going to have all sorts of intricate decorations on it. And they have to copy this decoration for decoration. And they're not going to be able to do it. Right? They're not going to be able to do it. But if you gave them an extra 20 minutes, man, they could read the instructions and not panic and not have icing sliding off their cupcake because they didn't let it cool down. I mean, that little chocolate man, the little French chocolate man that they got on the show, he spent his whole life learning how to make this stuff. And when he baked the demos, he probably had help. He had help. He had as much time as he wanted. He baked it up. It looked real nice. You can't let Steven from Omaha come in the kitchen and try to make a cupcake and a cocktail in 33 minutes and expect not to have to eat the icing off the counter. It was a foregone conclusion. We knew that was going to happen. And you just let us sit here giggling at these people for $8,000. Have I watched all of them? Mostly. Not the ones in the other languages. Oh, and the other thing, remember, I do like these shows, but we're making a show here. The other thing is the fake disagreements and undecided hims and haws of whose dish was the best. The nerve to try to fool us. You have the nerve to look in a camera and tell me this man's dish is bland. He's in the bottom 2. It was tasteless. It didn't have any good mouthfeel. There was no crunch. It didn't have enough crunch. There wasn't enough textural elements in his dish. So he's in the bottom 2, and we're not sure if he's going to go home. You know what the other dish was? The other dish was a piece of fish in a fish stew. Could be delicious. This is the bottom 2. It isn't. You told us that fish stew tasted like old fish. A old fish stew. Smelly and fishy. You want us to believe that that woman's old fishy stew ever had a chance at beating that man's bland bean dish? You could eat the beans. You can't eat that old fishy stew. Come on, man. Y'all out here playing with us. For who? For what? For who? For what? Ooh, if we hint that we're gonna send home old fishy stew lady, they're gonna turn this episode off before we get to say it out loud. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. The fake drama, unnecessary. You already gave them an hour to make the whole dish. That's where the drama was. Unnecessary. I might have to revisit my relationship with these shows. They're really entertaining. They make a lot of good-looking food. They really do. I think I learned a lot of my skills from these cooking shows. None of my skills had anything to do with speed, but creativity and learning what it takes to get food finished. Don't serve people raw chicken. Stuff like that. How you can manage to avoid doing things like that. Oh, Lordy. Then there's Hell's Kitchen. Now, I've never worked in a kitchen in my whole life. And I might say that Hell's Kitchen might be the reason I never will. Because if those are the kinds of restraints and things needed to work as a crew in a kitchen, well, I mean, obviously it's not for everybody, clearly. But that Gordon Ramsay runs a tight ship, boy. A tight ship. You tell that man a time, you better mean it. He's got sous chefs in that kitchen. Ex amazing chefs that have won the show. They must be running the kitchens a lot, because to think about him knowing and organizing two separate kitchens at the same time, that is remarkable. They edit. I know they edit. I know they edit a lot. But still. Wouldn't it be something if we found out that an entire dinner service at Hell's Kitchen was 7 hours? Every time they cut to the dining room and we see all those people in the dining room upset that their food's not there, they've been waiting for 4.5 hours. It cracks me up. The thought of that really breaks me up. I'm thinking these people are here for a 2-hour dinner and things a little bit slow, right? Sally burnt the steak 4 times. Gordon bounced it off a wall. He punched someone's raw fish. You know, he did all those things. And all of that time was 3 hours. That's why he's throwing people out of the kitchen. Bright, beet red face. He's been yelling at these fools to cook this chicken properly and the steak properly for 4 hours. Meanwhile, we're at home. We're like, it was a 2-hour dinner. I don't know what. I mean, that's what happens when you go to nice places sometimes. They take a while. Nope. Hell's Kitchen, secretly 7-hour dinner shifts. All right, you knew it was going to happen. I've been talking about this race in Monaco for 2 weeks now. I've been telling you people to watch it. I promised it would be something unlike something you've never seen before. And, race-wise, if you watched, not a damn thing happened. Not a damn thing happened race wise. I want to apologize to everybody just on that. But that doesn't mean it was without drama. There was lots of drama. None of it happened while they were racing, but there was lots of drama. A man qualified first in a race in his hometown where he was born and crashed on his last qualifying lap. And then his team didn't fix his car, so he couldn't start the race. My mouth was agape when that happened. That was high drama. What's going to happen now? We thought he was going to win. Can't win anymore if you don't start. Then you got Red Bull's man in second, Max. He won the race. Spoiler alert. And Mercedes. Now, I have a complicated relationship with all of F1 because I feel like I should be rooting for Lewis Hamilton, if you know what I mean. But I don't really. I'm still neutral. So I'm rooting for excellence. And Mercedes is typically excellent. They were not excellent in Monaco. They got outmaneuvered by several teams, not even just one team. They got outmaneuvered hard. They couldn't get a wheel off of one of their cars at a pit stop, so that guy got eliminated. You tell me nothing happened during the race, but the drama was palpable. But you know what? I'm not apologizing. Forget it. I'm not apologizing. You know why? Because I watched the race. I watched several other races that weekend too in Monaco. Different tiers. Formula 2 sounds like what it is. I heard there was a Formula 3 race. Didn't know that was a thing. Bajan won it. A man from Barbados won Formula 3 by. So I wish I could have seen that. But it would have probably been a relatively boring race too without any passing. It's hard. It's a tight race. And that's why it's interesting. The track is so tight. The cars move so fast. You're really just watching, hoping they don't crash. The excellence is in the driving more than the real drama of passing and close calls. So that I enjoyed thoroughly. If you did watch it, and you watched it on my recommendation, the pictures were pretty, weren't they? And don't let this discourage you. Try another race, please. I promise you that one will be glorious. Okay, I think that's enough of me rambling for today. Once again, I really appreciate you tuning in to It's in the Details. Please do remember to share, like, rate, review, subscribe, comment in all of the places. Take care, y'all. Peace.